Welcome to Dice Chatter. Today we go over wizards and priests, their basic rules, and what they are capable of on the battlefield. Let us get started. For starters, we will be looking at priests and what they are all about. To know what unit is a priest, you must look at the keywords on their war scroll. For our example today, we will be using a Plague Priest from the Clan Pestilence army. As you can see in the keywords section of the Plague Priest war scroll, it notates that this unit is a priest. This essentially means that this unit is capable of performing abilities called prayers, which can turn the tide of battle. Prayers in Age of Sigmar are not just abilities that are always in effect, they must be cast during the hero phase to be used during a game. In the case of this Plague Priest, you can see it has two prayer options it can cast: Disease, and Pestilence. Now, according to the war scroll, during your hero phase, you can chant either one of those prayers. Once you have one of them selected, you roll a d6. On a 1, the prayer fails and you suffer a mortal wound. On a 2, the prayer is unsuccessful. And if you roll a 3 or higher, the prayer is successfully cast. Now, not all priests are the same. Some have vastly different prayers they can cast, or some different rules in regards to successfully casting those prayers. So make sure you read what is on each priest's war scroll to learn about those differences. Another piece of information to note is that if you have multiple priests on the battlefield and you fail casting a prayer, you can try again with another priest that has the same prayer. There's also no way for an opponent to try to cancel or unbind a successful prayer you have cast. This is unlike wizards though, which we will tackle next. Just like priests, you must look at a unit's war scroll in the keywords section to see if it is a wizard. Wizards are special units that can cast spells, that give bonuses to your army or devastate the enemy. You can also use wizards to cancel or unbind enemy spells that have been cast in your opponent's hero phase. All wizards know the following two spells: Arcane Bolt and Mystic Shield, which are located in the basic rules. Wizards also tend to know at least one other spell in addition to the two just mentioned. On the Great Bray Shaman war scroll, you can see you know another spell called Devolve. We can see here that Devolve has a casting value of 7. If we want to cast this spell in our hero phase, we would roll 2d6 and add up the total of that roll. If it is equal to or higher than 7, we have successfully casted Devolve. Now, if there is an enemy wizard within 30 inches of our Great Bray Shaman, they have a chance to stop this spell from happening. As you can see here, the enemy Branch Witch wizard is within 30 inches of our Great Bray Shaman, and let's say our Shaman successfully casted Devolve on a 7. The enemy Branch Witch is in range to attempt to unbind this spell. If the opponent rolls higher than the successful casting roll of a 7, the spell is unbound and does not affect the battlefield. Now, you can only make one attempt to unbind spells with a single wizard unit, and you can only attempt to cast the same spell once in the same turn, even if you attempt that same spell with a different wizard. Now, there are also some abilities on specific units that don't have the wizard keyword that allow them to cast or unbind spells as well. For example, the Cygor from the Beasts of Chaos army has an ability called Soul Eater, which allows it to unbind 2 spells in the enemy hero phase. So make sure to read your army's war scrolls to see if they have any of these special traits. Wizards are also able to cast other special spells called Endless Spells. We will be covering these devastating and supporting spells in our next video. I hope this video helps those of you out who had questions about wizards and priests. I am looking forward to seeing you next time when we cast some endless spells onto the battlefield. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course, happy gaming.